becoming a good leader, finding success in coaching is having the right mindset around what you're doing. You can know all of the tactics and you can have lists of things to do and have gone through hours and hours of training, right? But if you're not approaching the business as a leader, if you're not approaching your coaching business like a business, it doesn't matter how much knowledge you have, it doesn't matter how many checklists you have, right? It's going to be a challenge. So I want to make sure throughout the course of this training that we really focus on what it means to be a coach and how we can really use the opportunity that has to help us get the success that we're looking for, all right? And one of the first things, probably the most critical thing about changing that mindset is understanding the value of what you have in your coaching business, all right? And a lot of times we disconnect from that because, again, we start having so much fun, right? Or we come into it, like kind of, dipping our toe in and, oh, let me see how it goes. And, oh, I'll post a little bit here and I'll post a little bit there and see how many people ask me about it, right? I'm not going to make any invitations, but I'll see how many people come to me, right? And we kind of treat it like a hobby, and we're missing, okay, what the value is behind that, all right? When you begin to conceptualize what this coaching opportunity can really do for you, all right, and you tangibly recognize the value behind that, your mindset will change about the way that you approach the business. So I want to talk about the value of your coaching business, okay? Now, would you guys agree, like, that when our parents grew up, they grew up on what we call the 40-40-40 plan, right? You got a good education, you got that 4-year degree, it was the ticket into a good job, right? And you joined a company and you worked there your whole career, right? And you just moved up the ladder little by little, and you got that, they got a raise, maybe every year to make an adjustment for inflation. They had a retirement plan, and you just wrote it out, right? And that's kind of the way when my dad went into the job market. He worked for the same company for, it was not quite 38 years. He worked for the same company, had a retirement plan. It was like, hey, I did that, right? When you retire, there was, he's had his little pension plan. And he had some, got the Social Security going, and now we're just set, right? Is that the way it works anymore? No, it's not, right? That plan has changed, right? And so when you think about your future and where our parents, it was like, okay, I just get this degree, I get in my job, and you have that retirement plan that begins to add up for you, and you can depend on that when you retire. There's not many people that have that anymore, right? There's a few, if you work for maybe the state or, the government or something, they still have, I think, some retirement plans. I don't know how they work. All right, there's a few, really old companies out there that may still have a pension plan, but otherwise, you are on your own to figure out how you're going to take care of yourself financially after you retire, right? You're going to have to put into a 401k. You're going to have to invest in stocks and bonds. You're going to have to do something to take care of you and your family when you retire, right? And if we're not conscientious of that now, and we don't start to make, money work for us right now, that's going to be hard to figure out, right? And there are so many people, so many of us that, are so stuck in having more days left in the month than there is money, right? That we can't even think about what to do in the future, or retirement. Like, I have no idea what I'm going to do when I retire, because right now I'm still trying to take care of the bare necessities, right? And so, just the things have changed. We don't have, the loyalty to the same, company anymore, right? The average person will change jobs 7 to 10 times. The 4-year degree doesn't mean what it used to mean. A master's degree doesn't mean what it used to mean. And we have to figure out how to make this happen, okay? So the interesting thing is when you consider, okay, how am I going to take care of the future? How you kind of have to take care of right now first, right? And look for that. And the old mindset was, you know what? Well, I'll get a second job and I'll work more hours, or I'll try to get overtime, or, how are we going to do this, right? And your options can really be limited when it comes to that. So when you think of the value that your coaching business can offer you, I like to keep it simple. And oh my gosh, that baby's like smiling at me, so cute. She's like, I really like what you're saying. Like, yes, I need another $500 a month, right? And I just put this up here as an example because it's easy, I think, to relate to for someone that, that's just starting. There's Beachbody coaches that make much more than $500 a month, obviously, and we don't guarantee any results. It's based on your own time and effort and everything that the financial statement and legal stuff says. But I'm not talking of, this isn't an example of, well, this is what you're going to make with Beachbody. I'm talking about the value of an extra $500 a month and what that means, right? Now let's talk about the options that you have, all right? If you wanted an extra $500 a month to make an impact on your financial flexibility. What does that tangibly mean to you, okay? Is that paying off student loans? Is that, getting out of some credit card debt? Is that daycare so that you can spend more time at home? Is that, paying off a car? Is that being able to get a car that doesn't break down? I mean, what does that tangibly mean to you? Or is that $500 that you could start putting in a 401k or into something that could build with, residual interest, right? And be able to create money for you in retirement. What does that mean to you, right? And so it's important that you know what this extra money can mean for you, how it can impact your life. Because when you have a vision of that and how it tangibly can impact it, guess what? That gives you a purpose, gives you vision to catch up to it, right? And to go get it. That changes your mindset about the way that you approach this business, okay? Now, in terms of value, I want you to consider your options of what you could do to get another, $500 a month, right? Let's review the options here of what you could do to possibly do this. Option one is to go into your current employer and let them know, like, I need a $500 a month raise. Can we talk about this? Everyone laughs when I say that. Why is it so funny? Right? It's probably not going to happen, right? That's not the way it works. I can't just sit down and, okay, well, I'm going to need, extra money. Okay, so that one's probably out. Option number two would be, you know what, why don't you start your own traditional business? Maybe start a franchise. Maybe, go into business for yourself and develop something and make money that way. I heard some laughing on that one too. Like, has anyone started their own traditional business?
Wanted to.
You have?
Not now, but
But you did. How easy or hard was it?
we lost it.
You lost it.
Yeah.
You're in my boat. I've done the same thing. Did it take money to get started?
Lots of money.
More than what, like a Shakeology challenge, Pat? Or okay. Lots of money to get started.
Overhead.
Salaries, legal, finance, websites. I mean, now it's like you can't start a business until you have like a branding company brand you with colors and fonts and put it on the web, and you got to buy URLs, and then, it's insane. Okay? So that one, unless you have the know-how and the capital to start, might be out, might be off the table. Okay. Third option, I like this one. This is probably my preferred option, is to put $50,000 to $100,000 in the stock market. And then just, each month that gains interest, you just take that money and put it into what you want to. So it's really the best. If you can just put $50,000 to $100,000 in the stock market, that residual interest really starts to add up. It's nice. Okay?
Can't wait to
So,
get there.
yes. All right? That one, would be great, but most people don't have the money to put into the stock market. So, all right, so that leaves us with, other options, right? That leaves us with, okay, how can we make this one? What value does this Beachbody business have for you in terms of being able to get to that or being able to get more than that? How realistic is it compared to the other options, right? So if you have a goal, if you have a vision, if you have something in your life where a little more financial flexibility would change your present situation or your future situation, I want you to recognize that this is a pretty cool option, all right, as a business opportunity, okay? All right? And one of the reasons, again, one of the things that as you choose to invest your time and efforts into Beachbody as an opportunity to create that financial flexibility for you and your family, you're connecting yourself to something that is that's like tried and true, that can work, right? Because you don't want to put your time and efforts into something that, you know, isn't going to yield the results. So why is Beachbody winning? Why would you want to attach yourself and put your name out there with Beachbody? There's some really good reasons for it. And these slides, the images are a little pixelated or whatever, but I've got some things that, again, will help us realize what we really have at Beachbody. And my associates in the network marketing industry all the time are like, dude, what are you guys doing at Beachbody? Because this thing's like, you know, you guys are growing like crazy. We're one of the top 10 companies in the US in terms of revenue, and we're only in the US and Canada, right? Which is amazing because all the other companies in that top 10 list are all over the world, right? And have revenue being contributed from multiple countries, all continents of the world. And Beachbody, we're like, no, we're just in the US and Canada's only like this much of, you know, of our revenue. And we're just, you know, what's going on? Well, there's some cool things as you consider, all right, if this is a way that you think, you know what, this is a good way for me to make that $500, or a home-based business would be a good opportunity for me because I can do it at home and I can work during my hours. Why would I choose Beachbody, right? Here's some reasons that I want you to consider. First, it's part of the fitness industry, all right? As an entrepreneur, if I were looking at, man, what should I get into, what has some promise, I would want to find an industry that was relevant. Would you guys agree with me on that? Right? The fitness industry is growing more rapidly than any other industry right now. And when you think about that, you just look, this was 2009 in millions of dollars that the industry was producing. And you look at 2014, that's continued to go up. It continues to rise. And it's increased like 300% over a very short time, all right? And so it's cool. And you consider how people are more knowledgeable and conscientious of their health right now. Again, going back to like when my dad was, you know, when I watched him as a kid, I'm like, what did he do for fitness? Like, I don't think he did anything, you know? He like painted the house or, you know, like cut wood or I don't know. He was, you know, they just weren't conscientious like that. At the same time, they didn't sit on their butts all day in front of computers or mobile devices, you know, eating fried chicken, okay? They did, you know, they were doing working and stuff like that. So the culture that we have these days necessitates that we are intentional about our fitness and we're conscientious about it and it's out there. So we want to be part of an industry that, you know, that attaches that. Beachbody is at the forefront of that, okay? Number two, this is something that no other network marketing company has that we have at Beachbody. Like this one is awesome. I want you guys to recognize the value that this has. Brand awareness, right? If you were starting a company, brand awareness is everything, isn't it? Like recognizing what that is and getting your brand out there and being able to represent something credible that people know about, right? We have that at Beachbody. Beachbody puts $150 million into building these brands for you. You get a share of that. You, as a coach, get to grasp the market share that these brands represent, right? Which is pretty darn cool, okay? And that doesn't come out of your budget, right? You don't have to budget for that. Like, I don't have to advertise these brands. Like, it's being done for you, all right? It's a pretty cool thing, all right? I want to just quick side story here on Country Heat, right? Some people are excited about Country Heat. Some people are like, Country Heat's not really my jam, right? Like I'm more, you know, I'm more of the size. I'm more of a size, you know, person. I'm gonna size it up, right? And so, you know, I've had a lot of coaches be like, you know, it's cute. I don't know, you know, whatever. Maybe some people will do it. And I'm like, guys, this isn't about like you and what you want to do with exercise, all right? There is a huge market out there in cardio dance. Would you agree with me on that? Yes. Right? And I'm not going to say the Z word but there's some salsa dancers out there. They have created millions and millions of dollars of value in the cardio dance market, right? So why wouldn't Beachbody go grab a piece of that, right? Again, thinking like a business person, why wouldn't they do that? All right, and maybe you don't want to walk sideways or whatever to work out. Maybe you're beyond that, right? Someone will. But you as a coach now get to say, you know what? That cardio dance market, I have a piece of it. I'm going to get a piece of it. All right? It's really a pretty cool thing. So don't diss on Country Heat, guys. Like that's Country Heat might make you a little bit of money. Okay? All right? And you might have some fun.
Yeah.
All right? Okay. Okay, cool. Another piece to it that makes Beachbody so cool is their dedication to results, right? And this is an element of, again, a home-based business and network marketing industry that doesn't always happen, right? Our company is 100% dedicated to getting results, which is something that makes, like, I can believe in this because I know that the company's never going to put a program out there or a product out there or a system out there that isn't really about helping people, about truly helping to get people results. You will never hear the CEO of Beachbody, Carl Deichler, talk about sales or how to get people in, how to sell the product, the features and benefits of this and that, how you can get more people to join you. What does he talk about? Those that have heard Carl? Just result, like, hey, get results, get them in. He's always like doing his own videos and posts. He is about getting results and about helping people, right? Go help someone. Just get off your couch and help someone. Like, that's all he talks about. And it's that laser focus on it that the sales come as a byproduct, right? And that's something cool, I think, again, to be a part of. And when you consider, like, man, do I want to do this? Like, this is really cool. And it doesn't mean, when you're considering other, home-based options, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't diffuse oils in our home or have pretty, fingernail stickers or eyelashes or anything. We should do all that stuff too. I'm not dissing on any, things, but we get to help people with, get results in their lives and find a better version of themselves. It's a pretty cool concept, all right? And finally, guys, what makes us win is, again, this process of coaching. And we kind of mentioned it already, like the fact that we invest in ourselves to help other people invest in themselves. It's really the magic sauce in this. And those of you who haven't been in other home-based businesses in this industry, if you haven't been, like, I'm telling you, it's something unique. Being a coach, the process of coaching is unparalleled. It really is. I mean, in former companies, it's like, we'd have to give people the flip chart. All right, grab your flip chart, invite them out to coffee, sit down and be like, our company was founded in 1998 by A, B, and C, and this and that, and our sales have been this, and we have this product that was formulated by scientists such and such, and like, shoot me in the head, right? I was like, if I create another opportunity flip chart, I'm going to puke, okay? And at Beachbody, we don't do that. What you guys have come up with, this coaching process is so cool. Challenge groups are so cool, right? If you're not doing challenge groups, you better start doing a challenge group, right? Whether you're part of it, hosting it, getting people involved, they are the best thing I've ever seen in marketing ever, right? And you have it here, and you have examples, and you have things to tie into. And if you don't have a coach show you how to do it, guess what? You now know every coach in Savannah. Not every coach, almost every coach. And there's people here that will help you, all right? This is the magic sauce. You and the way that you take coaching are what matters, okay? So as you consider what Beachbody really means to you, all right, I want you to think beyond what it maybe did to change your physical aspect or whatever, like from a situation to attack your future and the financial flexibility that you can have. Like, what does the coaching business opportunity really mean? All right, and when you recognize and define for yourself, tangibly define for yourself out there, like, this is what it could mean for me, you will begin to address your coaching business in a new way. Does that make sense? Okay, so invitation one in leadership development is defining for yourself what value your coaching business has for you, all right? Because that will be the vision that you have. When things get tough, when people say no, when you have a crappy month, you're gonna be like, you know what? It's okay, because I know what I'm shooting for, and I know if I'm consistent, all right, that I'm gonna be able to get there, right? But you need to know what that is, because without the vision of where you want to go, sometimes your why doesn't even matter, okay? Jamie, you said that best. I just stole your line. You're like, if you don't know what your vision is, your why doesn't matter. Jamie was on a mastermind the other day, and I told her to talk about vision, and she's like, guys, if you don't know what your vision is, your why doesn't matter, right? You've got to have that defined, and understanding the value of that will help, okay? All right, I'm going to take a drink of water. So be thinking about this question. Okay. Couple of other things I'm going to keep selling on this a little bit. And again, I'm trying to help create clarity for you in terms of what your Beachbody business could mean for you. And hopefully this is also like, okay, and now I have a coach, or I have a prospect, or I have someone who, needs to hear this as well, right? This is for you and for you to duplicate. All right. What are some of the cool, when we talk about Beachbody as an option to create financial flexibility for yourself, just the concept of residual income. There's some huge advantages in this, all right, that you have over other options, okay? First of all, one of the cool things about this residual income machine that Beachbody can be for you, you can build it part-time anytime. Agree with that?
Yep.
That's a cool benefit, right? Every Beachbody coach started out just a little bit, doing here and there, on their time, okay? When they could do it. You can build it part-time, anytime. You can build it from anywhere, any city. You've got a virtual office, right? Again, which is really cool. You can literally be in the bathroom, building your business, all right? Okay? Who else, not many people can say that, right? I can't do surgery in the bathroom, but, you can build your Beachbody business that way. All right, it's pretty cool. You can launch it. I put up here it's $500 to $1,000, even less than that, right? What does your challenge pack cost? Get going, get on HD. Really, it takes a very low investment, so it's very doable to do. But I do want you to recognize, right, that hey, if this is a business, businesses, you require some time and money to get going. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. I'm not telling you to go out and spend thousands of dollars on, coaching or websites or things like that, but also recognize that you are investing in something that will help you to, build a residual income, all right? So don't be afraid to treat it like a business, all right? Kind of cool. I like this one right here. You can learn it while you earn it, right? Okay? And the cool thing is it does take some time to learn. Right? Take some time to learn, but you can earn money while you're learning the business, right? Has anyone here been paid a commission from Beachbody? I got a commission. Did you, when you got that first deposit, did you understand exactly where it came from? No? And did you know you're supposed to give that commission back? Right. When you don't. We didn't even make you give it back, right? It just came. You're like, oh, I just did some stuff and they paid me, right? What type of, thing is this? You would never go to a surgeon and be like, oh, so you're just learning the trade. Well, yeah, okay, let's go for it. No, you can learn it while you earn it, which is cool. And number 6 here, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Right? And that's, again, one of the amazing things about this Beachbody community that I've not seen in any other network marketing company is the openness to share one with another. The resource and the breadth of information that coaches have developed for other coaches is amazing. And the openness that they have, they don't care if you're on this team or that team or another team. It's like, here, everyone, here's best practice, or here's what worked for me, here's how I did it, and you all share with each other. There's literally nothing that you can't put into Google about Beachbody, and a YouTube video is going to come up, a PDF, a cute little pick monkey image. There's going to be something, right, that's been created to help you, learn what to do. Okay? It's a huge advantage here. All right? And if you haven't looked into the tax deductions of a home-based business, then you should.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
Can I add to that with the residual thing, and not in business for yourself and by when you're not working, if you need to take vacation time, anywhere else, you wouldn't be getting paid. But because of residual income and Success Club leads and all that other good stuff that you have snowballing, if you need to take time off for a vacation or you have a family emergency, you're not gonna go broke. You have, you know, if you've already invested that time in Success Club and everything, you're just gonna keep those leads coming.
You mean when you've created a team
Yeah, once you've created a
that
team.
buys
Yeah.
product and you go out of town
You're still
and
gonna get
that
paid.
product still
You
is
still
sold,
make money off of it
they
when
still
have
pay
money.
you.
Yeah.
That's craziness.
Each you are challenge groups in a team, and each coach has a week that they take over. So it's like you're kind of off 3 weeks a month of actually running a challenge group, and you still have to check in with your clients and everything. And it's like, especially since we have so many military families, it's like, hey, I'm moving, I'm gonna have the crazy next 2 weeks. All right, girl, you do you. We'll check in on your clients. They still got that money
Yeah.
coming in. They're not-
So you told me that it's likely that you are moving to El Paso, which is sad on many levels. But when you move to El Paso, is Beachbody still going to pay you for? Yeah. Even if you have coaches in Savannah,
I can check in at the restaurant.
your business goes with you. Your business goes with you. Okay. And this is again very unique. One of the cool things about this is most people don't have their coaches like in their immediate social circle, like where they live, right? Because of the virtual nature of this, it's like, oh, I've got coaches. Jamie, is there a state where you don't have a coach at this point? You'd have to look. Utah? We can change that. I can hook you up. She's working on my mom. All right. North Dakota, I mean, you know, maybe, right? But literally, that type of flexibility, I mean, where can you do that? Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. So let's talk about this network marketing thing. Do you have it? People respond, no, is that one of those MLM things?
Yes.
Don't you love that one where it's like, is that a pyramid scheme? Right? I love that one. It was like, somehow I wound up in this industry. It wasn't like I went to college and are like, I want to go work for an MLM company. Like, that wasn't on my radar. I studied Spanish and business. And I'm like, I want to go speak Spanish at a business. That was my career goal. I'm like, I really want to speak Spanish at a business. Yeah, that was cool. ¿Hablas español, no?
Sí.
Sí, excelente. ¿De dónde eres?
México.
México, ¿de qué parte?
Hidalgo.
Hidalgo, Mexico. Qué bueno. Okay, so I got to live my dream right there. I am doing business and I'm speaking Spanish and it's just awesome. Anyway, so I wound up at a network marketing company because they were expanding internationally into Latin America. So I got hired. I didn't know what the company did. They're like, oh, this is what we do, and these people get paid when they get paid, and they get. And I'm like, oh wow. Next thing I know, like I'm 40 years old. I've never left the industry, right? And so throughout my career, like when people, I'll tell my friends or whatever what company I work with, and they're like, oh, really? The same thing for me. I'm like, isn't that one of those? I'm like, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Like that's what I do. Like that's my thing, right? So people need to be informed. You need to be informed. You need to know how to respond to these people. Network marketing is cool. It's the way sales started in the get-go, right? And so you need to know, like network marketing, all right? It's legal, okay? All right, it always has been, okay? Both in the U.S. and around the world, it's done in over 70 countries, and it's been a way to distribute products and compensate distributors for over 50 years. Okay? It's a legit deal. This isn't like this new thing. We're not in the corner. We're not like, it's as legitimate as advertising. I mean, is that like straightforward? Right? It's like this is a legit deal, okay? Fact number 2, the skills can be learned. Okay, just like in any vocation, right? We have a lot of different people here with different skills, vocational skills, right? Marlene, you're a nurse. Like you had to learn what to do and how to, draw blood and give shots and who knows what else, all the technical stuff you do. You had to learn that, right? The cool thing is coaching. It has to be learned too, and you can learn it. The cool thing is you earn it while you learn it, like we talked about already, right? But just, you can learn it. This isn't like, only if you get lucky, or only if you started when, at the top, or whatever. No, if you learn the skills with time, it can absolutely, work for you, okay? Fact number 3 about network marketing. It is a legitimate player in the global economy. Over the past 20 years, network marketing as an industry has grown 17 of the last 20 years, which is pretty impressive when you consider the economic, struggles that we've been through. This industry has been able to overcome that. There's got to be something, unique about that. In fact, 90% growth in the past 10 years. Over $110 billion worth of goods and services are sold somewhere worldwide through this concept, okay? And fact number 4, it's a growing industry, all right? People's minds are more and more being open to this idea of, hey, I need some financial flexibility. I need to be able to work from home. I need to be able to earn a residual income to provide for the long-term future of my family. I need to have more flexibility, with my time or with my children or when, I move, whatever it is, right? So this is something that is growing, and it's cool that you guys are in here now. And I was talking about the global nature of a lot of these companies, and Beachbody has, every intention of going international, right? We haven't done that yet. We've been focusing right here on our domestic market, Canada. Guess what? We are currently working on going to the UK and throughout Europe. We're working on Latin America. Guess where all the coaches, whose downlines they're going to be in when we go international? Yours, right? And Melanie's like, I'm going. They'll be in mine, right? Okay? Okay? So it's growing, and your business has the opportunity to grow too. Right on, okay? It's cool. You can't do that with your tire shop or whatever, right? That's not going to work. Okay. This industry is backed by respected business people. Stephen R. Covey has got behind it. Zig Ziglar has got behind it. Even Donald Trump, the Trumpster, right? Say what you want about his politics. The guy knows business. All right. Like when I made this slide, there wasn't such the Trump political stuff going on now, but it's still kind of funny. All right. He's a direct selling. He's actually one of the oldest, most respected business models in the world, and has stood the test of time. Right. It's credible, okay? All right, so with that in mind, right, I hope you've envisioned something like this is the vision I have for my business. This is the value that it adds to me and my family. Who here wants to be successful? Oh, like the lollipop question of all time. Like, me, of course. Of course. All right? But I mean, like, seriously. Who wants to be successful? Are you really, committed to this? How bad do you want it, right? How strong is that tangible thing that you've identified that you need to go for it? Why does it matter to you? When that's defined and that's there, all right, there's some things that we're going to go over, okay? So if it is important to you and you want this, all right, are you ready to have an honest discussion about what it really takes? Are you okay? Should we do this?
Yes.
Are you ready to jump into the next level? It's going to get deep in here. It's going to get deep, all right? I don't know if that AC is on, but you might want to crank it up. All right? Okay? Great. I'm going to go over 5 principles. Principle number 1. Dang! All right? We all like a good shortcut. Right? Principle number 1. There are no shortcuts. All right? Put in this image here of a concert pianist. All right? Can you imagine if this concert pianist thought, you know what? I have this, this dream of playing the piano in front of thousands of people in a concert hall, and it's what I want to do. I put it on my vision board one year, and I went into the concert hall and sat down and went to play, and the music was, he didn't know what he was doing, didn't know how to play, right? That wouldn't work. Like, he couldn't just be like, hey, I want to, be a musician and play and make beautiful music for thousands of people. All right, without having put in the work. There's not a shortcut to becoming a concert pianist, right? It's the same thing in life and whatever we do and in this business, right? If you want to be successful, all right, you're going to have to put in the work, okay? I said we're going to be honest about this, right? There's not a shortcut. the interesting part about this is, we talk about no shortcuts, no, secrets to success. There's like millions of dollars being made right now on books and podcasts and things that will give you the secrets to success. It's kind of interesting. It's like they started off, there was like 8 secrets to success. I think, and then it became like the 15 secrets to success. And then like, oh wait, no, it's 21 secrets to success. All right, and then they're like, hey, secretos para el éxito. Right, that's my favorite one. Like, you can do it, okay? There's like all these things, but guess what? There's no secret, right? There's best practices and there's things you can do, but there's no secret to success, all right? So if there's not a shortcut, there's not a magic wand, no secret to success, what does it really take to be successful, right? Well, unfortunately, we don't like the answer to that. Some people just don't like the answer, right? Because what it takes to be successful, and this is principle number 2 here, is self-discipline. Ouch! Dang, that one, like, I didn't want to hear it. But that's what it is, right? And from a business perspective, here's the business jargon, right? Self-discipline aligned to your goals. And here's where I like to draw a parallel about the success you've had in a fitness program, right? When you talk about a success in your fitness journey, right? And what do most people do when they get involved and they join a challenge group? You give them like, hey, how much weight do you want to lose, right? And they're like, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds. And they're get in and they're willing to follow the program religiously, and they're willing to get their colored containers out and follow the nutrition plan religiously, and they dot their I's and cross their T's towards that goal, right? And that takes self-discipline, right? And they do it. And then it comes to our coaching business. And again, we lay out all the vital behaviors. You've got to invite. You got to get results to the products. You've got to do your getting started right. You've got to, make invitations. I mean, we put all of the things out there to do it, and we're not as disciplined in those behaviors. Would you agree with that, Kelly?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, well, there are times it ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
It's self-discipline.
Exactly. But it's interesting. I like to draw that parallel, especially here with Beachbody, because almost all of you can relate to what it has taken to be successful in a program, right? And you know what that looks like. So take those same principles and be like, man, if I applied what I did or what my customers or coaches are doing to be successful in their fitness program, and then apply that into my business as a coach, what type of results could I get, right? That's what we're looking at here with number 2, okay? So, so it's about the self-discipline. It's about mindset, right? It's about that attitude you have in doing it, okay? It's interesting, at Beachbody, at our sales office in Utah, and the headquarters of Beachbody, it's in Santa Monica, but we have our sales office in Provo, Utah, because Jeff Hill was from Provo. He's the vice president of sales. They wanted to hire him at Beachbody. He said, great, I have 7 kids, I'm not moving to Los Angeles. They're like, great, start the sales office in Utah. So that's why we're there. Short digression story, but anyway, the hard thing for us, every day we walk into the Beachbody headquarters, we walk through the front doors, and I'm like, on my left, I have the stairs, on my right, the elevator. Choices, right? What do you think we do at Beachbody? Stairs? You're right, we take the stairs, right? Why do we take the stairs? Because if one of our coworkers sees us getting off the elevator, we are in big trouble. We will be mocked all day long. You took an elevator? Jeff Hill will get after us. It's like, no, you work at Beachbody. You take the stairs, right? Why do we take the stairs? Metaphorically speaking, what is the value of taking the stairs as opposed to an elevator? You got to put in the work. What's someone else? You're leading by example.
There's no elevator to success.
You're taking steps, towards your goals. All right. What's that? Not taking the easy way out, right? What's interesting is in life, in this business, one of the things is that like an elevator really doesn't exist, right? You can't take an elevator to, 5-star Diamond Elite coach. It's not there, can't take it. So guess what? You're taking the stairs, right? And so there's learning that goes involved. You get stronger, right? You're able to train yourself, all right, with the self-discipline necessary to do the work it takes to succeed, right? I was having a really interesting conversation back in December with Jamie. We were talking about, getting her to elite and where she was at, and she told me an interesting story about the coaches she had signed at the beginning of the year that were like super all-stars and took off, and those that started slowly. And since she's here, I'm going to have her like say what you told me. Do you remember this?
Basically, it was just that the coaches I had that signed in January, literally the first 3 months of the business, they're hitting SC20 every single month. May comes along, and they hit SC2. And there's 2 girls I'm thinking of. Both of them have quit the business because they never did my coach basics. They never did my trainings. They did not log on to team calls because they were riding that wave of money and excitement and adrenaline. I sold a fitness program. Okay, where are you in our challenge groups? You're not learning the steps to keep those people as customers. They did not have repeat Shakeology customers because they didn't teach them the value of Shakeology. They didn't do the work. So the girls that I had literally took Coach Basics 3 times. I had to fight tooth and nail to get them to do their coming out post that we call it on Facebook, their big reveal. I'm a coach. They're now my top coaches, and they're hitting SC10 every month because they put the work in. So that's what I'd much rather have than somebody who hits SC20 their first month. So.
Exactly. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, I mean, and that's applying this directly to Beachbody. It was interesting. It's like, yeah, these guys thought they had taken the elevator to the top, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, we did this, and all of a sudden the expectations were misaligned, and they didn't know the process. They hadn't learned. They hadn't strengthened themselves. And so don't be afraid, you guys, to take the stairs, right? Just like in Jamie's example, like those coaches that learned and that battled step by step, they're still with her, and they're finding success now in a consistent way, all right? So be willing to do that, okay? All right. Principle number 3. How are we doing on time here? Lovely. Okay. I got to go a little faster. I've only got like 2 more hours, so no. I'm just okay. Principle number 3. Okay. I love this one. And this one comes with a promise even. What's that?
Be the potato.
Be the potato.
Yeah.
Yeah. That must mean something. I'll let you explain it.